Welcome to the show. I'm your host, Jimy, a social media marketing specialist, indie artist, and introverted nerd. I help creative business owners, queer musicians, to build a strong brand and impact communities with their work on social media. If that's something you're interested in or resonate with, stick around and let's begin.
So, it's for the episode 41 of the BGGME show. If you don't know, I help queer musician, creative business owners to build a strong brand and impact communities with their work. I have Pinkwolf with me today. I'm so excited to get started. We're going to talk about the artist's life, zoom out a little bit out of this, and also, hi, Anthony, and also using emotion as fuel for productivity. So I'm very excited about that. Can you introduce yourself for people who don't know you, even though we have an interview with him? So if you want to check it out, you can check it out on the pod. Go ahead.
Okay, well, hello guys. First of all, I hope you hear me because it would be awkward if you don't. Uh, my name is Pink Wolf. I'm a freelance artist. It's been already 2 years since I got the status. The paperwork is done. So yay, let's go. Let's dive into this artistic journey. I do most of the time self-portraits, but sometimes I work with people, individuals for social matters, representation, sexuality, all kind of things when I do those little collab sessions. What can I say? I feel amazing today. Let's start with
Really? And what's making you feel amazing today? Is that because you're feeling great in your body, with yourself, with your art currently?
Well, it's because I have iced coffee.
Yeah, the only reason. Okay.
Also, no, I've been doing some internal work recently, and I
Mm,
really wanted to align more with what I really would like to produce in the future in terms of photography. And I was really actually tired of the whole atmosphere on Instagram and the socials in general, whether it's about all the bad things that's obviously happening in the
yeah.
world, all the politics and the French government. My God, it's like a Netflix show, girl. Yeah, we'll not discuss about the French politics for tonight, but it's a freak show. My God.
Literally. So I think one thing we can start with is how would you define what's an artist? And then perhaps I'll give my definition of what's an artist because we're gonna zoom out of that and kind of go ahead around it.
Okay, it's the first question, but it's actually a really good one because I've been asked a lot actually about what define actually an artist,
Yeah.
what is art really, what can you do to pretend to be an artist? And most of the time it's questions coming from people who either are not into art
Yeah.
or are artists themselves, but call themselves amateurs. And I think there is a line to draw between what you do and how you want to commercialize
Yeah.
it. I think it's one of the lines. But what is an artist? I would say someone that has an intention and someone who wants to share it. Let's just discuss
I
that.
like that. For me, I think an artist will be as long as you make something that did not exist prior to that out of nothing and it appear in front of you, I think that's an artist, whether it is in music, whether it is in self-portrait, and whether it is in anything, even if you're working and then you find a solution. For me, you're an artist, like you create something out of nothing. So that would be my definition, though.
Oh, I see. I
And
actually
for
like the idea of coming from nothing to something, a sort of translation of the mind into the reality. I like it.
yeah, because for me, I think there's a part of like spirituality to art. Like we're literally creating things that do not exist for me that don't make any sense. Like how from just seeing like you make sound out of nothing. You make pictures out of just an idea, just a
Yeah.
word, just a sense for some people. Like out that that don't make no sense to me. So to me, that's art.
No, that I mean, I don't think you can expect an artist not to be a little cray cray, you
Yeah,
know. I think the so you see some people, and it's the same thing you hear about creating content.
yeah.
Most of the time, I will hear something like, "But I don't have a story, so I can't be an artist." And I'm like,
Are you not living life?
"Yes,
Like,
exactly." Are you not living life? So you don't need a story to start creating. You just need your hands.
yeah,
So the and eventually the story can come along with the
yeah.
creation. Eventually, you don't have to start with the story. The story can come after. There's no rule at this point. Come on.
I think also because of how society make everything about being sellable, about like it's just everything is about money. Like I think they kind of gatekeep the idea of what it is to be an artist. And like we see these
Mm.
huge people with like huge chunk of money or like famous, and actually they're just the same as us. Like they have struggles, they have problems with their life, they have happy moments. And what separates them from us is absolutely nothing. It's just the fact that media decided that this is a barrier between you
Yeah.
and the others. And I think when people will realize that their brain don't have to work like that. They don't have to, like, as long as you say you are, you are. Like you say you are an artist, you are an artist. You want to be an amateur, you are an amateur. You want to be a professional, you are a professional. That's what I think.
No, that's true. It's the power of visualization and manifestation, actually. Put your mind into it if you want to become something. Just put your mind into it. And also, what you said about the money, it's so true. As I said last time, I really have this strong feeling that our worth is based off how much income we earn
Yeah.
each month and everything. And even more today as an artist, because you see, I have this photography business side of mine where I go to weddings, I go to events,
Yes.
I go help people. But when it comes to the art, the self-portraits, sometimes I have this inner saboteur that we all have it, that talk to me and say, hey, yes, your face is all over Instagram, but do you pay your rent with it? And I'm like,
Mhm.
oh, okay, shit. And I have to find way to convince myself that even though it's not the self-portrait that pays the rent, it doesn't mean it's worthless and it shouldn't be created, done.
Literally. I think I'm in kind of the, it's not the same situation, but I'm currently trying to rebuild and rethink how I do my business because there's so many laws that came along these past 2 to 3 years in the music industry, and you're just like they're again trying to make it impossible for indie artists to do anything that they like. And I was just kind of stuck in a way, and I'm like, I have to rebuild everything from kind of the ground. But also, I was just like, what was the most important thing for you when you started? And I realized that for me, it was to first heal, and like through the arts, I was just trying to find myself and trying to understand my feelings. Why was I feeling that way? Why was I thinking that way? Why was it different from other people? And did it really matter that it was different from other people? And from then I was just like trying to share it with others, and I realized that actually we all kind of all the same, and when I share my story they are actually growing also with me. So therefore, like, what is the most important thing with me is just to impact people's life and building communities, and then the money can come in other ways or with that way, but it doesn't have to be the like you say, my worth is not tied to whatever stream number I get, whatever followers I will get, whatever likes I will get. For me, it will be do I have DMs of people telling me, "Oh my God, you really helped me with that song," or do I have people in real life that I saw and it's just like, "Oh, I couldn't do X and X, and through your song, I can actually go through my life," and that's what is the most important for me as I will identify as an artist.
I was like, oh, he has a really nice point of view. And then I was like, please don't cry. Please don't cry.
Oh,
Because of course it speaks to me at so many deeper levels as we share
yeah,
the same vision about why we are making art actually. And it's really all about community, helping people, sharing a story in the hope that some people will maybe relate to it. And it's actually incredible to see how many people would come to me and just say, I just love that you own your physical appearance, you
mhm,
own your style, you own everything that you present on Instagram, and it helps me owning myself. And I'm like, yes, own your damn self, especially in a society that wants nothing but to suppress it.
yeah, yes,
So more than before, we need art. We need your art. We need all the art.
yes. I love that. Marley says, "Yeah, Jordan gave her heart." I love that because if you didn't know, guys, we're live also on Instagram. So sometimes if you want to hear and see the people in real life, you can always check out the replay and everything on Instagram. One thing I wanted to transition into is what are the things that you implement in your life when sometimes, because now we're talking about we are kind of feeling great in our daily life today, we are feeling good in ourselves, but sometimes you are feeling stuck and you don't know how to create more and you don't know what to say. Do you have some things that you do or that you don't do that helps you get out of that kind of rut?
Oh my God. I'm currently in this state of
Yeah.
mind. I stopped posting maybe a month ago,
Okay.
um, just because I'm still looking for a way to be, first of all, satisfied with my work, because
Okay.
that comes first in my creative process. And then I want to be sure that it impacts as many people as I want to.
Mhm.
Um, as it's also a part of my creative process. So I'm stuck because I don't feel like what I'm doing is great. And once again, it's the saboteur talking. Back in the day when I was stuck on those kind of things, I would just go see friends who would just, give honest opinions like, Luca, move your ass, do something. You have the talent, you have the talent, you have the personality. Your biggest enemy is yourself. Do
Mhm.
something about it. And it used to talk to me at such deep level. But now that I've been trained to receive the commentaries from my friends, I feel like the saboteur is evolving as fast.
Is
You
that a
know,
virus or something? It's evolving?
it's like the animals, the birds.
Yeah.
The saboteur is evolving, and I have to find new ways to fight and to get rid of the problem. So I wish I could give a really optimistic and positive answer about that, but
Well, you don't have to be sorry. You have to be yourself. Thank you,
oh,
Jordan, for the follow. Hi, Jefferson. What because I'm saying that, but I haven't posted in I don't know how long. Because one of the things that I do is like since we are always on our phones and how society works nowadays through social media to promote your work, I
yeah,
think that I see way too much information every day, and at some point to create, I personally need to
yeah,
have my space and to live life and to take from life and then portray it the way that I see. Therefore, when I think and I see that I don't have creativity to do whatever, because there's two side of that thing. But when I don't see that I have creativity, I don't post anymore. I'm just like, you know what, guys? It's not my moment to talk. Like I don't have to talk all day long and be in people's ears for them to be impacted. My work stands for itself, and whatever they need to hear and see, they will hear and see at the time that it should be and happening. So I don't put my this pressure that I used to have before to, oh, you have to post every day, you have to have how many reels and whatever
Yeah.
hacks and stuff that you have to do because I work in marketing also, and so I know all the hacks and all the thing, but to stay authentic and to stay true to myself and to respect the creativity and to respect the inner voice helping me to have all these things to life, I just let them breathe. I'm just like, you know what?
Mm.
Not the moment, and it's fine. Why would it not be fine? I think that before we had all these social media and stuff, like we had moments where we weren't connected to other people, where we
Yes.
were connected to nature when we were bored. And nowadays, a lot of time you're not bored. You're bored. You watch a Netflix show. You're bored 5 seconds in a train. You just pull up your phone because you don't have the mental capacity to be alone with yourself and your own thoughts. So that's one of the
Oh,
things that I do.
I see. Oh, but okay. You just said the connection to the nature and stuff, and it's really funny because Instagram recommended me like 2 days ago a story, a real
Yeah.
video of a big, apparently event that will happen in this whole country, and it's like one day without phone event, and it's happening in September, and I'm like. Maybe that's a sign for me. But have you heard about it?
No, I never heard of that. But like I don't well, I guess I can't disclose that, but in the year there are time of the year and polos or I don't know how to like time of the year where I know my body is like get off social media, don't talk to no
Mm,
one on the phone and go outside and like
yeah.
some people don't see it, but like there's specific dates throughout the year where I just disconnect because I don't think that's healthy to be on that damn thing that is doing blue lights on my face right now.
Yes. It's actually crazy how addictive Instagram has become. And back in the days, I really had this mindset of I log off when I want, I post what I want, I do what I want. I'm in control because I'm a control freak. And little by little, guess what? Okay, as I said to Marley, who was in the chat some days ago, my Instagram ship, it's not sinking, but there's a few holes in it.
Yeah.
So, so I'm having a bit of issues, having a balance between I would, I don't even know if that's addiction at this point, but you see, I really want my work to be seen, and I'm also really introverted. So sometimes I feel like the socials really do a lot of work to me. So that's why I'm investing a lot of my time.
Yes.
I think the hardest for me was to constantly select and put some order in my real feed. So now I only have the feel good stuff and the astrology and everything. But does it mean I'm addicted and already, owned by Instagram? I think yes. I think yes.
Well, they make like some people feel bad about it, but they made these apps for us to be addicted. So
Yeah.
I like what you just said about that. And also the other things that I do that I did prior to that interview because I was getting anxious. I was like, oh my God, I have to interview people again. I'm very good at it, but are you really good at it? Are you sure? When whatever voices was there and I just did yoga. I was just like, I have to get back into my body and I have to release all this tension and I just do. I think that the movement also of the body is very interesting because we're just sedentary. Like nowadays, we just sit on the on the computer. We go home, we are sitting on the couch, and then you go back to the bed. And what movement have you done? I don't know. The train did it when you were in the tram or whatever. So I also think that we lost this part of ourselves to freely feel and to freely be.
Yeah. And my delusional self just thought right now, okay, but I hacked the code because I'm not in a chair, I'm not in my bed, I'm not in a couch.
What a, really? You said it down. Anyways,
Anyways, that's a topic for another time.
how do you how do you how when you have a piece of art that you want to create, how do you use your emotions to be productive?
Oh, okay. This one I can answer quite easily, I think. I think. I create my art, it's always based on an emotion, and because I'm someone that feels a lot every day, well, I have always, I wouldn't say infinite, but the resources it's within, so I don't really
Mm.
have an issue with it. And because France has become such a Netflix show, if I want to get angry or mad at something, I just need to open Instagram, actually. So whether it's about being mad at something, wanting to be part of a community, or just, if you need content for your art, just check the news and
Mm.
see how that impacts your way of thinking. I was talking that to a friend earlier, actually. The role of the media in the society now it's just so strong that it makes you feel emotions you would have probably never felt in your everyday life just because of the way it's toned. It's just because of the choice of the words and everything, the psychology hacks used by the media and everything. And I'm like, okay, if you want me to get mad, I'll
That
make
was
something
funny.
out of it, and maybe I'll get money out of it. Who knows?
Yeah.
So yeah, if you have emotions, just let them go on a medium. Just let them go on a medium. Whether it's photography, whether it's painting, whether it's, I don't know, whatever. Just translate it into something and watch your destiny shapes as it translates into a medium.
I like that. For me, I guess also a lot of things come from my emotions and whatever I'm going through. But since I don't have TV, since I try to shut off social medias,
That's
and since
nice,
I and
actually.
since I don't have my ex to tell me what's on the news and I don't watch no news,
Mm.
I just feel like I take the emotions more from my day-to-day life in the sense of like whatever happened today that made me feel strongly happy or strongly uncomfortable. And I use my art as a way of introspection mostly.
Yeah.
So when I know that I had like encounters and for example I might be feeling like I'm falling in love or whatever, and I'm like, are you really? So I'm just taking that medium and I'm just like, okay, let's create something out of whatever you're feeling right now, and whatever you believe in your head, is that really the truth and what's actually going on and what's really underneath all that pressure and emotion, and then I try to change it to like a positive message, because in my
Oh,
songs I talk about so many things that sometimes people don't realize, but like your brain is listening to the words, so it's
yeah.
changing it and shaping it into something new. But honestly, I help queer individuals and people that feel left out in society. So I know that usually people that listen to me either had religious trauma or like they don't know who they are or they are starting to figure it out. And so I talk about depression, I talk about suicide, I talk about not feeling worthy, and all these things I just translate it into knowing who you are, into manifestation, into self-development, and I like, I love Queen Herbie and all of whatever she's doing. So I'm just like, she's a huge inspiration. So I use these emotions and whatever I'm feeling instead of how you said, like feeling strong emotion and not knowing what to do with them when you sometimes you don't even want to feel them and didn't even know they were there, where I just translate it into something new and something beautiful.
Well, you said, oh, you said so many things that just resonates so harmoniously in my to my ears. That is so good, and I share the same point of view too. And that's what I said when I was really mentioning about your art is important. See all the things you said about including notions of self-development, of love, of accepting yourself for who you are, your own worth and everything. Those are notions that are not being taught on an everyday basis in the society. And some people, even now today, are not really aware of who they are and what really is their worth, their self-worth. And I'm not talking about datas or values, obviously. I'm talking about the spiritual journey and everything you can bring to this world by simply existing. And we need the art because the art reminds us that we are exceptional beings. That art is a flex, but the nicest flex ever. It's so good. It's so good. And when it's about music, I will always love the way music shapes art because not only, music, it's a sound that goes straight to your brain. So obviously, if you produce music that talks about self-positivity, self-worth, and all the good vibes and all the good things, it can change the way you see things.
Of course.
That's crazy. That's just crazy. And I just love music. Hello, girl.
Hi, Samari. Good to see you. Again, if you didn't know, we are live on Instagram. So sometimes if you want to see the episodes live, you can go to my Instagram, The Life of Jimy, and I'm very happy to be with Pinkwolf today again. I love everything that you just said, and yeah, I think that's also why there's some kind of gatekeeping around art and some kind of people that don't want art to be in every country sometimes because it's a reflection of how society thinks.
Yeah.
A lot of time, a reflection on how society should change or move on or be better at stuff. And that's why we need the art because artists see things differently sometimes and see things that some others do not want to see because we are just feeling strongly inside of ourselves about all these emotions because I think we have sometimes 10 times stronger the emotions of other people. We're like so I don't know. It's just we have to share it. So that's why art is beautiful and art is very necessary in our everyday life.
Exactly. And also, at the beginning of the interview, we mentioned that you don't need specifically a story to create art. I think it's also really important because people can think because they don't have a story, they don't have any worth, any things to add positively in the society. How many people did I meet? And they really just said, but I'm just an ordinary being. I don't do the art stuff, and I don't have any meaningful impact to the society. But existing is a gift. Share it. Just share it. Share the gift of existing, and you don't need to be someone else. You just need to be yourself, and that's the whole point of art, actually. Manifesting the self through a medium.
I like what you said. Living is a gift. That resonates with me.
I mean, there has been times where, of course, I was not feeling that confident about living because living now it's financially complicated, socially complicated, and it's complicated for so many more reasons. But we must look at the positive sides of living, else we just lose ourselves in a negative spiral.
Yeah.
And when I create the art, when I do the collabs, when I do the podcast with amazing people. When I meet people, it just reminds me that not only life is worth living, but the art is so important for all of those reasons.
Yeah.
I can live, I can be myself, I can meet people, I can make money out of it. I mean, yeah, just be an artist, actually.
I love that because same thing. I from time to time, like living was not a part of my plans, and nowadays I work in my day job. I work in a company that puts artists with majors, so I work in sales, so I have to find the artists and I have to find the musician. I have to find the medias. So I met a lot of artists, everyday writers. I met people that do movies and stuff. So I'm always with other people. And one of the things that one person was saying to me was like, "How do you do all this stuff? And how do you have time to do all this?" I was like, Well, I have 24 hours. Not that I have more time than you. It's just that inside me, I cannot not leave. Because there was a point in time of my life where I was just did not want to leave, and I was like, okay, like before trying to end your life, just imagine that you had the opportunity to, after you end your life, see where your life could have been if you stayed as long as you could. And I was just like, imagine you are there, and then I realized that just 1 month, just one day, just 1 year, just 10 years later, I could have had everything that I always dreamed of, which at that time would have been to have friends that love me, to have family that love me, to be myself, to sing music, to have this platform to talk to amazing people like you. And then I realized that would have been so stupid of me to just disappear from this world where like living is a gift. Living is also fighting, living is also very difficult, but that's what makes it unique because we have a mix of all these emotions and all of this, could I say, balance of yin and yang or whatever you can see it. Like that's why it's so powerful and so beautiful, and that's why I do what I do, and I try to give this positive message about living and to be yourself, because if you're not, like, what else can you do? So yeah.
Exactly, my God. And I think it's a really strong reminder that life is what you want it to
Yeah.
be, actually. So when you said see yourself in 10 years and you will get the answers you're looking for, I took a moment actually to think about that. Where do I see myself in 10 years? Probably in London, in a coffee shop. I'm not even thinking about my dream house, who might be in Scotland, actually.
Mm,
I had this crazy dream that I would settle myself in Edinburgh.
yeah.
I worked on the pronunciation, Edinburgh. And I would open my own gallery there.
Mm,
Gallery who would be also a studio. So people could come see the art, get a picture of themselves, and there would be like a sort of storage room dedicated to food. So not only you would live with a picture, but you will leave your stomach full, and that's one of my reasons to live. Okay, people must
perfect.
eat.
See, so that's a reminder that art is beautiful, and yeah, that's why it's good to just live and be. And I like your ideas; they're very pretty. And if you're thinking and dreaming about that, I'm pretty sure it's going to happen one day.
Although now that I have it in mind, you best believe I will take all the path leading to Edinburgh. Let's go.
Hey, okay, so it's almost time. I guess we can leave with the last question and let me think about it. What is something you could tell to someone that is struggling to, since we talk about living, about art, is struggling to try to get up in the morning and to think about these 10 years? Like, okay, you and Pink Wolf and BGG are thinking about them 10 years, but today I can't even think about tomorrow. But they are still strong, they are independent, and they also have this will of wanting to create art. What would you say to them?
Wow, a lot of things actually.
Yeah.
Okay, I haven't watched a lot of movies in my life, but there is one movie that I watched that is Titanic, and I
Mm,
will always remember DiCaprio saying, "I live one day at a time."
mm,
And sometimes we are getting so frustrated about anticipating, preparing all the plans for the future, all the will I be able to pay for my house? Will I be able to do this? One day at a time. And when you start understanding this simple concept, you will get your things done, I guarantee. That happened to me because, I'm a control freak and I always try to anticipate what the future
for
holds. But the
sure.
problem is you spend so much time worrying about the future that you don't even have time to think about the present for yourself. It's the time you are living in. Right now, it's the time we invest on things, and you decide to invest on stress and anxiety for the rest of your life. Once you start to understand that, you're like, okay, maybe I should put more value in my time, which I will never have back. So, yes, I will start doing those projects. So, live one day at a time. And I know it sounds difficult because yes, you live one day at a time, but at the end of next month, you still have rent to pay, blah, blah, blah. But living one day at a time will allow yourself to be open to more opportunities. Opportunities that can transform into bigger opportunities that will help you pay the fucking rent, okay? Trust the process, trust yourself, and trust the present. Live one day at a time.
Well, I couldn't say better than that. I love
Oh
that.
my God, yeah.
That's everything. Yeah, that's literally everything that I wish I could have heard prior to me deciding that, yeah, I have to live my life. It's just that, and it's very hard sometimes you get back to not thinking this way, but when you understand that exactly how you said that when you allow yourself therefore to focus on today and you open yourself to opportunities, things just come your way and really miracles are actually happening. And I can testify every time I always wanted something because sometimes people don't know me and they make assumptions, but like I grew up poor, my family were poor, and one thing that they always left me was the will to learn and knowledge. And as long as you are thinking, okay, I have these things that I actually want to do, but today what can I do to, even if that's just, I don't know, if that's just taking a shower today, because tomorrow I can be prepared for my interview, that's already a step. As long as you do one step at a time and you just do it today, you will go slowly but surely at where you're supposed to be.
Trust the process. Even if it just starts by a shower, trust the shower.
Literally,
Yes.
trust the shower. It's perfect. Well, thank you so much for being here. That was such a lovely conversation. Where can people find you if they're looking for you?
They can find me on Instagram at pinkwolf_official. I have also the photography business page, who is studio_Gemini. That's Gemini like the astrological sign, but with EYE at the end and not just a I because it's a word on play. It's a play on word, gem in I because of the photography. Just in case, because sometimes people don't really understand the joke, and I'm like,
No, they're just
maybe I should
blind,
change the
honestly,
name.
because
Yeah. Also, I have a website, but I completely forgot the name of it.
anyways, I will put everything in the description
Yes.
of the nutshell.
Everything is
So
written
that you
in
could.
the bio description, and if you guys want some love, some tips, some self-development, positivity, the post, the pictures, the self-portrait. If you want to have a good time, just come to both of our pages because this guy right here is an amazing person. Sometimes I'm afraid I'm overdoing it, but I truly mean it, and I'm so grateful you have me on this interview today.
I'm very happy to have you. Like, we're just doing whatever we think is best in this world, and we're doing it great. Thank you so much again, and
Oh,
I hope I can see you another time.
you know
Yes,
where to find me.
yes, I know. Okay, bye
Take
bye,
care.
therefore. Bye.